Welcome to Redesigning the Undergraduate Experience, Planning Processes and Implementation Models, Roadmaps to Success. In this session, I will describe how planning models can be used as roadmaps to guide campus leaders as they work through the process of redesigning or rebuilding campus programs, services, or curricula to create a powerful undergraduate experience for students. Planning models can serve as blueprints or roadmaps for organizing planning efforts and can make planning efforts more effective and efficient. Most planning models are organized into a series of stages. Although different planning models use different terms to describe each stage, the start of the planning process formally begins with an initial kickoff. This is where the leaders identify and describe what they are trying to assess, build, or accomplish. The outcome of this process is often the development of a project statement that defines the scope and desired outcomes of the project or initiative. The assessment or discovery stage is the stage where leaders collect and compile information by surveying or interviewing key stakeholders, compiling and analyzing institutional history and data, analyzing peer institutions or programs, and researching best practices and emerging research. The type of information collected and the approaches that are used to collect the information vary, depending upon the type of planning model selected and the desired outcomes of the project or initiative. The purpose of this step is to determine the current state of affairs as well as consider future possibilities. The design stage is a stage when the findings and recommendations from the assessment stage are organized into a series of specific goals and objectives. These goals may focus on learning goals and objectives, program or curricular goals and objectives, or administrative goals and objectives. The development stage is the stage where teams build or redesign the materials, processes, and systems and prepare the people and technology for the launch of the new program, service, or curriculum. The implementation stage is the stage where a new program or initiative is delivered and supported. During this time, leaders focus on troubleshooting problems, addressing issues, and collecting and compiling information for a formative and summative evaluation. The final stage is the evaluation stage. This is the stage where leaders analyze the information collected throughout the planning process to monitor programs, assess reactions, determine whether the goals and objectives have been met, and identify strategies that will promote continuous improvement. Organizing the planning process into a series of stages not only provides a roadmap for team members to follow, but also keeps team members focused on achieving specific outcomes for each stage of planning. Although each stage may have a different name, purpose, and desired outcome, it is often helpful to organize each stage of the planning process using the following framework. Each stage begins with a kickoff meeting where the outputs from the previous stage or steps are reviewed and become inputs for this stage. The stage continues with an organizing, executing, and closing phase. At the end of the closing phase, outputs or deliverables are completed and delivered. These outputs become the inputs for the next stage of the planning process. The project team kicks off each planning stage with a kickoff meeting. During this meeting, there may be a formal introduction of team members, a review of the project goals and desired outcomes. Individuals involved in contributing to the previous stage of the process may be invited to share their findings, recommendations, and deliverables. They can also answer questions and share their insights regarding project challenges and issues. The next phase of the planning stage is the organizing phase. During the organizing phase, the project team organizes the team and the actions to be taken during this stage of the planning process. The team may identify the goals and objectives for the stage of the project, select the strategies and approaches that will be completed during this stage, determine deliverables for this stage, and develop a task plan identifying specific tasks to be completed during this stage. If appropriate, the team may also identify and estimate costs, requirements, and constraints, and a timeline for completion for this stage of the process. This information is often compiled into an action plan. During the organizing phase, many planning groups complete a team charter. A team charter outlines key principles for managing the team, including identifying roles and responsibilities, agreeing upon meeting frequency, formats, and days, times, or dates, establishing policies and procedures for documenting, storing, sharing, and archiving project documents and information, identifying timelines for assessing and monitoring progress, and agreeing upon approaches for addressing conflicts and navigating difficulties. The next phase of the planning stage is the executing phase. During this phase, the team completes the tasks identified in the action plan. The team also meets regularly to deliver reports and provide updates on the progress of the project. During these meetings, the project team may also discuss challenges and barriers and brainstorm potential solutions. It is also essential responsibility of the project team to maintain communication with key stakeholders and keep them informed about the progress of the project. It is also important for the project team to document their activities and to monitor and adhere to the project timelines and deliverables. The final phase of the planning stage is the closing phase. This is the phase of the project where the project team ensures that all project deliverables for this stage are completed, reviewed, and approved by the relevant stakeholders. It is the stage where the team conducts a final review to discuss what went well, what could have been improved, and any key takeaways. At the end of this phase, the project team provides a formal presentation and handoff to prepare for the next stage of the project. The project team also ensures that key stakeholders have been informed that the outputs of the project stage have been completed and delivered. In conclusion, planning models organize the planning process into a series of stages. Each stage focuses on achieving distinct and specific goals and desired outcomes. It's important to note as the strategies and outcomes for each stage change, so may the makeup of the project team. Planning models also help to ensure that planning stages flow together. The outputs of the previous stage become the inputs for the next stage. There is a formal kickoff meeting conducted at the start of each stage of the planning process to ensure project scope, requirements, and deliverables are accurately and consistently communicated throughout the project. This helps to prevent the project team from backsliding and replicating work or research that has already been completed. This can promote project efficiency and effectiveness. In the next session, Redesigning the Undergraduate Experience, Planning Processes and Implementation Models, Planning Teams, we will examine the key principles for selecting and organizing team members.